Hello friends, a very warm welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about Borosil Renewables. This stock has given a sharp correction from the highs and went into consolidation for a long period of time. At one point of time, this was one of the favorite stocks of the investors as it belongs to the renewable energy sector, and the sector is a sunrise sector for the next decade or so. So before we begin, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon to get all updates of the new videos. And if you're not a part of our Telegram channel, do join today by searching my name on Telegram. We post early morning the market analysis and lot of other interesting news and stuff on the Telegram channel as well. So let's get started. So this will be a flow of our presentation. We'll discuss in brief the business model of the company. We'll look at the chart of the last 3 to 4 years. We'll see the main parameters of the financial performance of the company in the last 5 years. We'll discuss why the stock has fallen from the highs, what is the outlook of the management going forward, how are the valuations historically and now, what are the risks of investing in this company, and what should investors do if you're already holding the stock or if you want to buy the stock. So we'll start with the business model. As you know, Borosil Renewables is an Indian company which manufactures solar glass. So in general, solar glass was majorly imported into India, mainly from China, and this company started manufacturing in India, and now it has about 20% market share in India for the solar glass manufacturing. So the company, as per the requirements of the customer, does value added glasses also. They cater to various types of users like rooftop solar, the floating solar, and several other value added glasses. And it comes to different sizes and shapes. This is the only company which manufactures a 2 mm tempered glass in India. It was a downward trending chart up to COVID, and post that, as the renewable energy space came into limelight, it gave a sharp rally and there were anti-dumping duties for this product introduced. So this company's stock was moving very fast, and the company continued aggressively capacity expansions. So it made a high of about 800 in 2022, and from then it has gone into consolidation, and it has become a downward trending chart. So right now it trades somewhere around 485, which is almost 40% down from its all-time highs. So if you look at the revenue in the last 5 years, there is a steady increase in revenue. The company was doing somewhere around 200 to 270 crores in FY 19 and 20, which went up to almost 680 crores in FY 23. But if you closely observe, the speed of growth in revenue from FY 20 to 21 was much higher, and post that in FY 22-23, the speed of growth in revenue has slightly slowed down. When you look at the profitability, it jumped from about 37 crores at EBITDA level in FY 20 to almost 197 crores to 250 crores in FY 22. From then onwards, there was a sharp decline in the profits, and it went down to almost 150 crores of EBITDA in FY 23. The reason for this was margin compression in the business of the company. When you look at the EBITDA margins, it was doing somewhere around 14 to 16% by COVID, and from then onwards, the margins nearly doubled, or in fact more than doubled, to almost 39-38% at EBITDA level in FY 21 and 22. But then onwards, due to the goods coming in from China, removal of anti-dumping duties on the glass, the margins fell to almost 23% in FY 23. So on face of it, if you look at the financials, this is the main reason for the decline in profits and correction in the stock price. So what are the different reasons for the fall in the stock price? There is a pressure from the imports. So in the last couple of years in FY 21 and 22, there were anti-dumping duties from China, and the company was able to sell the solar glass at a much higher price. In this company, what happens is, whatever is the landing price of solar glass from China, this company either tries to match that, or if they want to go a little aggressive and get a customer, they will slightly price lower than the landing price from China. So they don't have actually their own pricing power. So due to anti-dumping duties at that time, this company was able to price higher and was able to get higher margins, which got washed away after that. Volume wise, there has been continued growth even now, but as the availability of the glass has increased recently, their market share as a whole has gone down. As I said, the company doesn't have pricing power to price the goods, and they try to match it with the Chinese landing price. Even if the cost of raw material of them increase or the energy prices increases, they are bound to absorb that cost in their margins rather than pass on the cost, unless their Chinese competitors increase the prices. During COVID, the freight rates were also very high, so import and export was not feasible. That was one of the reasons why the panel and module manufacturers were buying this glass from India itself. And now, as the freight rates have gone down, they can freely import at their old prices from China and other countries. That is why the company is facing some pressure. When you look at the growth outlook, the government as such is very supportive in this green energy space. There are several PLI schemes which the government have started, and there are thousands of crores as incentives the government is giving to the companies which are manufacturing solar glass, modules, panels, cells, and several other products related to the renewable energy in India. By 2030, the government aims to build a capacity of almost 280 gigawatts in India, which is a massive increase from the current levels. Some programs like the Kusum program, which are related to solar pumps and grid projects, in this program itself, the capacities are expected to reach almost 110 gigawatts by 2030. The company has been continuously increasing their capacities. They are starting new manufacturing units, and they have also done a very big inorganic expansion for promoting their export business in Europe. They have acquired 86% of another solar glass manufacturer stake called Interfloat Group. And going further, the company is also gradually focusing on export of solar glass from India. But for this, they have to compete with the Chinese companies, as they will also compete with Borosil Renewables in the foreign countries where this company is aiming to supply. When you look at the capacity additions by the company, this company started with a 180 tons per day capacity with the first furnace, and later added another 241, then added a 550 tons per day capacity in FY23. And they also did an inorganic acquisition in Europe, which was about 300 tons per day. And now another capacity is getting extended, which is almost 1100 tons per day. So overall, the planned capacity going further is about 2450 tons per day, which is very good number. So in terms of capacity, the company is very positive about the growth in this sector, and they are continuously adding capacities by organic as well as inorganic growth. When you look at the total market share of renewable energies in India, they have increased to almost 30%. Thermal has gone down to almost 50%, and renewables have reached 30%, which is very good for a country like India. In fact, if you observe, we have outpassed the hydropower, which is just 11% now out of the total power generation in India. There is also a steady trend in the amount of capacities generated every year. In terms of gigawatt, if you see in FY23, India has generated almost 12.8 gigawatt in a single year. And with this, the total installed capacity has increased to almost 66.8 gigawatts. If you look at this chart in the last 2 years, in FY22 and 23, you see a large green candles, which shows that the amount of capacities added every year is also expanding. Now, when you look at the valuations of the stock, earlier it used to trade at somewhere around 2 to 3 times the sales, which shooted up to almost 16 times during the time when the stock reached the 800 level. And from there onwards, there was a sharp decline, and now it trades at somewhere around 8 to 10 times the revenue. I agree that this company is in a niche space, which is a sunrise sector. The government is also supporting this sector, and there are a lot of tailwinds in this sector. But still, for a company which doesn't have a pricing power, and where the other competitors within India are also coming up, these valuations are not cheap. And as the stock is not undervalued still, it continues to be in a consolidation phase. When you look at the risks of investing in this company, there are some regulatory changes which are happening, because earlier there were anti-dumping duties and later they were suddenly removed, which impacted this business drastically. And there are a lot of big groups which are entering into this sector. In fact, they have already entered. In fact, the Adani Group, the Reliance Group, the Wari Group. So there are so many big players in this industry, and there are high chances that these companies also set up their own in-house solar manufacturing units, which will impact the business of this company. The dumping from China will continue, and this company will have to match the price with the other prices which the Indian companies as well as the Chinese companies are selling. And that is why the company will not be able to pass the raw material costs, and the margins will not go back to the earlier 30 to 40% levels which they were doing in FY21 and 22. So after understanding the business model, the risks, the growth plans, the valuations, what is our view on the stock? I expect the stock to further continue to remain in consolidation for the next few quarters. So rather than being in a company which manufactures just a solar glass, shifting to a company which does EPC projects can give you higher return in the same theme, the same renewable energy theme is my view. And for the new investors, you should wait until the valuations become attractive, because unless there is a valuation gap, the chances of making big money in the stock market are very less. So this is about Borosil Renewables. I hope you like the video. If you like it, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want me to make videos on your favorite stocks, don't forget to mention those names in the comment section. I will surely consider them for the upcoming videos. Don't forget to join our Telegram channel. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.